Good morning, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for October 5th, 2014, around 6:55 in the morning, Billerica, Massachusetts. The sun's out. First time the morning has been with blue skies in about a week. It's been kind of overcast and dreary when sunrise happened the past week, but it's fall and you have to get used to it. Some news to report. The San Francisco Giants beat the Washington Nationals by the score of 2-1 in 18 innings. The Nationals were 1 out away from evening the series at 1 game apiece. Matt Williams took out Jordan Zimmerman with 2 outs in the 9th inning, which that was a big mistake because Zimmerman was 1 out away for a complete game shutout, and he just pitched a no-hitter the end of the season. That was not the brightest idea by Matt Williams, because if he pitched, he would have gotten the 3rd out in the 9th inning, and the series would be tied 1 apiece going back to San Francisco. Now the Nationals are cooked, in my opinion. They're not going to come back. They're done. And also, the Los Angeles Dodgers even this series with the St. Louis Cardinals last night by a score of 3-2, evening the series at 1 game apiece. The series shifts to St. Louis for Game 3 and Game 4, which will be very interesting. I still think the Dodgers are going to win this series. And also some other news to report. The American League Division Series continues today. Game 3, 3:37 on TBS. Orioles against the Tigers. And then at 7:37 will be the Angels against the Royals. Both like ALDS series could end today if the Orioles and Royals win. It will be a clean sweep. I don't want to see that to happen. It's not good to have a sweep in any sports. And also, big Patriots game tonight. They face off against Cincinnati Bengals tonight at 8:30 on NBC. Patriots need to win this game or they're in serious trouble. And that's about it on the news. My next subject is the top 10 things list. I'm continuing the series of the top 10 things of everything and everything. Now that I've gotten to the top 10 greatest game show models / hostess of all time. Game shows have had like hostesses and models who are very pretty, very attractive. You see a lot of them now more than ever, especially on the shows like Deal or No Deal and The Price is Right. In Deal or No Deal, there were 26 models, and The Price is Right has had models for over the years, and other shows have had models or hostesses or even host. But this is the biggest. This is the best of the best of the best. Some of the models on that I had left off the list, impressive. But this list is very, very impressive. And here's the top 10 greatest game show model / hostess of all time. Number 10 on the list is Summer Bartholomew. Summer Bartholomew was the hostess of Sale of the Century on NBC. She was on there for about 5 years, 1984 to 1989. She was a former Miss USA. She actually kind of substituted a few on Wheel of Fortune a few weeks back in the early 80s when they were trying to find a new hostess. And she was pretty good, Summer Bartholomew. Number 9 on the all-time list of the greatest game show models / hostess of all time, Marjorie Goodson Cutt. She was the daughter of Mark Goodson, and she was the prize model for Classic Concentration. And when they kind of introduced her with the prizes that the contestants could win on Classic Concentration, she did some kind of funny skits and stuff. And the host, Alex Trebek, would always comment on that. And she was a good model, kind of funny and stuff. She comes in at number 9. Number 8 on the all-time list of the greatest game show model / hostess of all time, Holly Hailstrom from The Price is Right. She was a Price is Right model for 18 years between 1977 and 1995. She was pretty good hostess on The Price is Right and model, but she left the show in 1995 and eventually sued Bob Barker for discrimination because of she was gaining a lot of weight. But stuff like Bob Barker defended that Price is Right. The producers of Price is Right says that they were only going from 4 to 3 models, because in the early 90s there were actually 4 models on The Price is Right, but that was settled out of court. She comes in at number 8. Number 7 on the all-time list of greatest game show models slash hostess of all time, Susan Stafford, the original letter turner of Wheel of Fortune. She was on Wheel of Fortune from the beginning 1975 through 1982. She was pretty good turning letters, and she's kind of underrated as a game show model slash hostess. She comes in at number 7. Number 6 on the all-time list of greatest game show model slash hostess of all time, Retta Lee, who was she threw the dice on the original High Rollers from 1974 to 1976 on NBC, hosted by Alex Trebek. That was Alex Trebek's first major game show, was High Rollers, and Retta Lee was pretty good at it. She was also an actress and a model. She comes in at number 6. Number 5 on the all-time list of the greatest game show models slash hostess of all time, Diane Parkinson on The Price is Right. Diane was a model and for The Price is Right from 18 years, from 1975 through 1993. She left the show to pursue other interests, but after she left the show, she sued Bob Barker for sexual harassment in 1994, but the case was dropped because of her taking a toll on her health and stuff. But when she was on The Price is Right, she was always kind of more the one that's more flirtatious and the one who was more cute and sexy. She was always in bikinis and stuff like that. She comes in at number 5. Number 4 on the all-time list of greatest game show model slash hostess, Roxanne. Roxanne was the hostess of the Beat the Clock in the 1950s with Bud Collier on CBS primetime. She was real popular. She always wore polka dot dresses and stuff. There was rumors that Bud Collier was a little jealous of Roxanne's success, but that wasn't proven or not. And don't know what, but Roxanne wasn't a real name. Don't know what it was, but they gave her the name Roxanne. She comes in at number 4. Number 3 on the all-time list of the greatest game show model slash hostess of all time, Janice Pennington of The Price is Right. Janice Pennington was the model on The Price is Right for 28 years, from 1972 through 2000. She was probably the best Price is Right model of all time. She got better with age. She looked even more beautiful when she left the show than she started. She was like, I think, 30 when she started on The Price is Right, and then when she left, she was 58, but she still looked pretty good when she was 58 than she did when she was 30. She comes in at number 3. Number 2 on the all-time list of the greatest game show model slash hostess of all time, Carol Mello of Let's Make a Deal. Very good hostess, very good model. Sometimes she kind of deceived the contestants when they did this, because when there was stuff with good prizes, sometimes they led to cars, sometimes they led to songs. She was pretty good. She was on Let's Make a Deal for about 14 years, the original one on NBC, ABC, and syndication. She was pretty good, and she's probably the second best game show model slash hostess of all time. But the number 1 game show model slash hostess of all time, this is no doubt a no-brainer, Vanna White from Wheel of Fortune from 1983 to the present. This is unbelievable. Very, very popular in the 80s and 90s. There's no doubt about that. Vanna White's the number 1 game show model slash hostess of all time. And she actually, before she was on Wheel of Fortune, she actually was a contestant on The Price is Right in 1980, but she never got out of contestant's role. And that's about it on that. I'll be back later, Facebook friends and YouTube followers, for at least 2 more video blogs. The next one I'm going to talk about will be the end of the Billerica / Channel Foot Thanksgiving Football Day rivalry, which ends Thanksgiving Day 2014. I'm going to tell you information why it's going to be over. And the third and final video blog of the night will be about the former WWE Tag Team Champions, the Headbangers, Marsh and Thrasher. This is going to be an interesting blog. Have a good day, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. Bye now.